Today is Monday, August 5th, 2024, day 5 of LiveHard Phase 2. Well, we got everything done today. All 5 of our critical tasks for Phase 2, plus not to knock that over, all 5 items on my power list. So, just got done with the last little bit. I had an item on my power list to finish up, and I had to finish my water. That was my last thing. It's about 8:15 at night, and then we're about to eat. We're eating a little bit later tonight, but that's, yeah, kind of my fault. So yeah, let's go through this. I forgot to weigh myself earlier in the day, but before I started on my final power list task here, I weighed myself and I was 227 pounds. So I'm down now, which is nice. I took my progress picture first thing when I woke up. Speaking of waking up, that is my item of what to change. I felt so terrible yesterday after my workout. Like, I pushed myself so hard. Yeah, when did I start that workout? 6:42, which means I got done at around 7:30 p.m. I was in bed by 8:30. Like, I just felt so terrible. So I continued to feel pretty terrible. Like, I went to sleep quickly, but I did not get up at 5:15 this morning. It ended up being 7:15. So that's part of the reason why we're so late today. There's a lot of stuff I had to get done, but I pushed myself to the point where I got sick. So I'm not like throwing up, but just couldn't stay up. So I'm gonna wake up earlier tomorrow. That is my plan. Anyway, so yeah, my progress picture a little bit later than normal today. I didn't even finish my first quart of water until 11:43 this morning, so almost noon. However, at 8:48, I rucked with my 29-pound pack, 45 minutes, going around constantly. I finished my second quart of water at 1:01 p.m. As far as food today, I actually have not eaten much. I worked a good 3 hours on the property, a lot of it in the heat. I was scraping up tile in some of the units that are about to get renovated. Yeah, the word just escaped me. The next ones that we're working on, trying to get them rented out. Plumbing's all done. Electrical's almost finished up in them. There should be drywall coming tomorrow, so we needed a place to put it on the ground, and the old tile has to get scraped up anyway, so I was doing some of that, and it was 90-some degrees outside. Probably heat index over 100 with humidity. I changed my shirt like 4 times today just because I was sweating so much. So yeah, that was fun. So with all of that, I've had 3 cups of coffee, where I added the heavy whipping cream to it. I've only had 2 meat sticks. I've not had anything else, so I haven't even had any nuts for a snack or anything. I did have some hot dogs, though. You know what? I forgot about that. I did have hot dogs, and I had some dip, where there was like no sugar added ketchup. Ranch has like 1 gram of carbs, so I for sure had a serving of that. Stand by. Let me check the ketchup. Ketchup only had 1 gram, so of carbs. So had a few hot dogs. All in all, that puts me right at wow, that puts me right at 30 grams. All right, right at 30 grams with everything. We're having leftover veggie lasagna, and that's where what I estimate I'm going to have for that will put me right up to the 30 gram mark. So yeah, don't need to have as many hot dogs if I'm going to snack on that in a bit or in the future. All right, that I completely forgot that I ate hot dogs, but I totally did. All right, let's see. Finished my 3rd quart of water at 4:29 this afternoon. I went for another outside, forgot to circle outside workout at 6:27, so got done around 7:15. I actually did 50 sit-ups in here first, then immediately went out a brisk walking pace to get out to where I was, to kind of get me warmed up, and then more of the interval training, run, and then a lap with my arms front this time, but like 4 different ways. So a lap, and then my arms one way for a lap, and then I took out like a rigid foam, like ground mat that you would sleep on. You get it from like a camping section of the store, and put that on the asphalt. And then after I did my run, after I did my lap with the arms out, I then planked for a minute. I had my watch on, and did that. So I did intervals with that. So I ended up running 4 laps, ended up doing all 4 directions, palms out, palms down, palms in, palms up, 4 laps, and then I did partial laps with my arms straight out. And I've been working them so much, it gets really hard to do that. So if I drop my arms when they were out, before a complete lap, I made myself run the rest of the lap. So yeah, did that a few times, and then I walked home, and it was 45 minutes. So interval, that was running, arms, and plank. So I was trying to give my chest a rest, and so I was working on core stuff. That's why I did sit-ups, that's why I did planks and things like that. So very hard work. Finished my 4th quart of water at 8:14, so right before I got on here. From my reading, still on Why the Rich Are Getting Richer. Read chapter 11, that was pages 181 to 198. Chapter 11 is called The I Quadrant, The Masters of Money. All right, if you're not familiar with Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant, all people can be broken up into one of 4 quadrants. E for employee, S for small business owner or contractor, B for big business owner, and I for investor. Right, that's the one you really want to be in. So he's talking about the I quadrant, masters of money. That's what he's talking about. So here are some things that I wrote down. The first few are quotes from his rich dad, or actually one of them from a fortune cookie, but I just thought they were all really good. First quote: number 1 skill of an entrepreneur is his or her ability to sell. Sales equals income. If you want more income, you need to make more sales. Bottom line. Failing is how you learn in the real world. You fail until you succeed. Your life transforms when you learn to love what you fear. So he was saying that in context of being rejected when he went on a sales call, talking to people, starting conversations. He used to fear that, but he kept doing it day after day after day until he got to the point where he enjoyed it. He took the rejection as a challenge. You know, there was even a saying in there, I didn't write it down here, but the saying was, selling doesn't begin until your customer tells you no. All right, so once they tell you no, that's the test of a true salesman. Can you turn that no into a yes? So I thought that was pretty cool. Another quote: when you're going through hell, keep going, because if you stop, guess where you're going to stay? In hell. So if you're going through hell, keep going. All right, so he was talking about that transition from the S quadrant, the small business, getting into the investor quadrant, the I quadrant. Right now I'm in the S, I'm in the small business, and I can understand a little bit of what he's talking about. So he gave some resources and some other books to look at to help you through the process with your mindset and such. And so I've added them to my Amazon list, and I've purchased too many books as of late, so I'm not purchasing any more right now, but maybe in a few months when I get through the ones that I've already got. Let's see. Another entrepreneurial skill: how to make money quickly. Not just making money, but when you're in a pinch, how to make money quickly. So I'd love to dig into that more deeply, but he didn't really go into it. It was just part of a story. This is the fortune cookie quote. It says, you can always quit. Why start now? In other words, keep going. Quit later. I thought that was good. Let's see. You reach the I quadrant when you become a master of money. That is when you are no longer a slave to money. And a true master is a teacher. I really zeroed in on that, not a slave to money, because Yeshua talks about that. He says you can't serve God and mammon, or money. And when you're in debt, when you're always worried about money, when money rules the decision, oh, I can't afford that, oh, we can't afford this, oh, we got to have money for that. Money rules you. Well, if money is ruling you, you are not giving 100% of your service and yourself to God. You're worried about the money. The Bible also says the borrower is servant to the lender. All right, that's some of the issue I have with what Robert Kiyosaki talks about debt and such, and why I'm personally not going into any more debt with my business. In fact, I'm working to pay off the debt that I have. And such, and so I really zeroed in on that, and that's something that the Father's been taking us through, and I'm sure I still have farther to go, without a doubt, but I know I've come a long way in, from being fearful about not having money to pay the bills to getting to the point where God's got us. All right, we're not wasting our money on frivolous things. We're not going into debt. He always provides for our needs, so I'm not worried about it. In fact, when more money starts to come in, you know what I start thinking? Oh, there's an expense coming up. The car's going to break down. So God's providing that extra money in advance so that we can take care of things. So when things are a little bit slow in the business, I actually look at that now and I remind myself, you know what? That means nothing's going to break. That means we don't have an immediate need coming up. Thank you, Father. Because right now, this is what He's providing for me. All right? And I'm always working to get more. I'm still actively trying to grow the business. But, yeah, I don't worry about the money anymore. Or at least I should say not like I used to. I'm hoping to get to the point where I never worry about it, whether I have a lot coming in or not, because I'm just 100% confident God's always going to take care of it. But I'm getting to that point. So that really stood out to me. Since today is day 5, I read Proverbs chapter 5, and that really focuses on the dangers of going after strange women. All right, women who have loose morals, women of ill repute, if you will, and why it is extraordinarily unwise to go after those women. Instead, be satisfied with the wife of your youth. All right, that's what he says in there. So my daily notes, my after action report, I would like to sustain 100% completion rate of my power list. I've been able to get all my stuff on my power list done all 5 days. Haven't had a fail yet. Personally, in addition to phase 2, so I like that. I like that I'm able to get both things done. Things I'd like to improve. I did 100 push-ups total on Friday. On Sunday I did 105. Alright, taking a day off between today. I didn't do push-ups. Tomorrow I'm going to do 110 total. Alright, so I think I'm going to try and do that with the push-ups and the sit-ups as I alternate days of what I'm working on. I want to push myself a little bit further with the push-ups, with the sit-ups, with the planks, things like that. And then I already mentioned thing I want to change. Got to wake up earlier. All right. So again, I'm shooting for 5:15 tomorrow. The last 3 checks at the bottom: no alcohol, no cheating on the diet, no excuses. So I'm fairly confident I took care of all that today. I'm calling today a win. All right. Thank you very much for joining me for these daily check-ins. I pray they're a blessing to you and that you are blessed. Have a good night. Bye.